After yesterday's wind, trying to keep the crusts off so the hay can come up. Hopefully it don't die. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I may have had a few too many beverages last night watching the first round of the draft. But for some reason, I feel really good today, and that's terrifying because I was figuring I was gonna wake up hungover. I don't know if it's yay me for building up such tolerance or built up such tolerance. What the hell is wrong with me? Before these guys get here, I thought I'd show you this project. So it is coming along rapidly. These guys don't mess around. So they got it all formed up. They're basically ready to pour this part, and then I guess they'll have to form up the slab out there separate. I don't know. I'm not a concrete guy. Yesterday's big project was getting the corn planter hooked up. That thing's always kind of a nightmare. But it sounds like they got it hooked up. I can't even see it anymore. They got it hooked up, fixed a bunch of the vacuum tubes because those tend to deteriorate over winter sitting outside. Is what it is there. But they changed out the big ones on it. What else did they mess with? They found where the oil leak is. I don't think they got a cylinder ordered. It didn't sound like. Fixed a couple of tires. Now today's big project, I don't know if you can tell from here, we got a 7000 series globe now. So for years we've got our RTK signal from base stations that our deer dealer had put up. They're no longer going to do that. Now that the new globes can pull what they call SF3, which is essentially RTK quality from satellites only, they're getting rid of the base station. I actually kind of like it because we have trouble with a lot of our farms losing the signal from the base station. So the problem is we're trying to make a red planter talk to a green tractor, and they do a damn good job of making sure that they won't on both sides. Case is a bunch of assholes and Deer's a bunch of assholes when it comes to it. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. So with the 3000 series globe, there was a cable that ran out the back of the cab up to the globe and plugged in to the globe harness. That's how we got our GPS speed. With this one, that cable will no longer work. So we got to find a different way to get the GPS speed. I, on the other hand, gonna go spread poop. Any of you with 9R tractors, is it supposed to be like a hell of a workout to open these things? That hood is freaking heavy. What we got for oil? Too much oil. Perfect. This old goober, I left him at the shop, so I was just coming to get the tractor and go back to the shop. That wasn't good enough. He had to come down here, see what I was doing. Now he's got to run back to the shop. And he'll do it running right down the middle of the road, because that's how smart he is. Took all morning, but finally got this all greased up and moved. Got the loader greased up and moved. Back over here at this new little pivot. Got a half pivot to go, so 20-ish acres. Getting everything warmed up. Let's see if we can't knock it out. Hopefully we got enough manure hauled right there to make it work. If not, there's more manure over there, kind of in that area. You mix powder dry manure, 5 mile-an-hour breeze, and just a little bit of a sprinkle. Really? And suddenly you get spots all over all the damn windows. Looks like it's gonna do it again. Just rain. Actually do something productive. We got 3/100ths of rain last night, so that was nice for 30 minutes this morning. Alright, back to spreading poop. It was almost enough manure. I've got 4 passes, so load and a half, 2 loads. Because this will be basically empty by the time I get to the end, won't it? Damn, pretty close. So I'll have to carry 2 loads from that way. Not too bad. Oh, that pipeline sucks. Decided to do a little redecorating here on the shop, painting the wall. It's all shiny. So, this has been a fun-filled nightmare. Where do we start? So the cylinders there in the middle that are fully enclosed right now, that are just kind of helper cylinders for the folding. As you can see by the mess, we've had a problem for a while, finally getting it fixed. I think it's been leaking for 2 years. Or, no, sorry, seeping, not leaking. There's a difference, I've been told. So, we're finally fixing that. We got one on order. But we had taken it off and taken it all apart to look at the inside of it to see if it was fixable. And then they tried to lift the planter, not fold it, just lift it without that cylinder on, and it sprayed oil everywhere. So that's that problem. You might notice this row unit's gone. And there's pieces of a drive motor on the ground. So when this got hooked up, it did not get hooked up correctly for the 3-point to be working together with these arms. You know, things happen, whatever. Well, in doing so, it put a ton of force on this and was putting it in a bind to where you'd have to move the 3-point, then run the hydraulic, and yeah, apparently in doing so, it destroyed the drive line. So like that one, and let me turn the screen on so I can see. So that drive line right there that goes through the chain and through every one of them row units, it's missing here. Let's go inside and take a look. Now I am assuming even the camera picks up how crooked that thing is. It's got a hell of a bend in it, because when trying to lower it, we broke a lot of bolts on the lift assist wheels in putting it in a bind. Well, I mean, there's one of them right there. So the bolts down there broke. Yeah, apparently in doing all that, it damaged that shaft. And wouldn't you know, that shaft is not even an orderable part through Case IH. Why? I have no freaking idea. But luckily, we found a dealership in Kansas that has one. So we called them, paid for it with a credit card, so that way they didn't sell it before we can get there. Where we're not in a massive hurry, we're probably going to wait till Monday because we want to know what other problems are on there. The seed, or the openers are fine. I think the gauge wheels are fine. So I think we're doing okay. We've got some sensor issues that we might try to get straightened out. But other than that, the planter is slowly coming together, as 2/3 of the country's already got theirs gone through and planting. We just now hooked ours up. Then we got this guy, just the project that'll never end because we haven't spent any time on it. A week ago, Maddie ran to McPherson to get a pile of parts, mainly because we didn't want to ship that giant roll. This roll, you can't even order right now through Deere. That's nice. So it's kind of like Case and Deere once again. Just driving you nuts. So we got new stuff going together here. Bart's slowly been tinkering with it, but just getting pulled off on other projects. The one cool thing is Glenn built this handy dandy holder, engine mount or engine holder stand, whatever, you know. He built this. It's fully adjustable. There's a nut down here on the bottom so it can raise up and down. You can take this pin out and twist it as you need. So that's going to be super handy. But basically on this chopper, from the knife drum back is done. So we've already done the knives, turned the cutter bar. This one got new blower paddles, a liner on the back of it, the liners in the transition tube. The spout's been gone through. We need to switch out the long 12-row spout for the little stubby guy over there so we can look like we're chopping in California. But that's where we're at on the chopper. Then otherwise, we've just had a million projects come in through the back. We've done a lot of work on a couple of pickups, tractors. That Mahindra's been sitting there forever because we ordered a part 2 weeks ago for it, an exhaust manifold, and still hasn't got here. That thing's been a nightmare to get parts for. But that kind of catches you up on the shop. A lot of stuff. What makes you feel like you've done nothing. Take a look at that. Aaron and Maddie went and got the loader today. So you know what that means? We are finally done hauling manure from the hill. You remember the hill? We were there 2 months ago. You guys came with me. Yeah, that hill. So, Blanca and Hector have been just kind of busting their ass, getting loads as much as they can, when they can. We've got that entire feedlot cleaned out, loaders back home, so hopefully these last 60 acres of manure I got to spread go a little faster. And cattle. Cattle operation's been running 100 mile an hour. If you're in the cattle business at all, you know prices right now are not making any sense. The littler calves are selling for such a high price compared to what fat cattle are bringing. I don't know how a lot of these guys are in business with the prices they're paying for them calves. So it has been very hard to get cattle bought. But we're buying enough to where we're staying pretty full. We can add quite a bit more in some other pens, but we're staying pretty full. But other than that, guys, second round of the draft is underway. I'm gonna head for home, go watch the draft, probably on an iPad because I'm sure my daughter will have softball on the TV. I'm just gonna relax and enjoy my evening. Hope you do the same. Catch you later.